Good morning guys, we are now in week 3 of stretch. It's really important that we are stretching properly because obviously we're doing quite a bit of handstand training and when we're in this isolation period we're also probably quite stationary, so we just want to make sure that we're stretching out so we're feeling limber. Let's make a start standing up. It's our general stretch today and head looking to the right. Again, make sure the shoulders are back, the abs are engaged, chest is up, and looking to the left. Looking to the ceiling. And looking down. And just coming in to some gentle arm swings from one side to the other. And then we get into a chest stretch, so bring one arm across the chest. And the other arm. And then one arm up and above the head, pushing down the elbow, stretching out the triceps. And changing sides. Then to arm circles, so reaching the arms all the way up and then going backwards. And changing directions, going forwards with the arms. Then into our hip circles. As always, little circles to begin with, gradually getting bigger, pushing the hips all the way forwards, coming all the way back, and then changing direction, little circles, gradually they get bigger, and the arms up to the side, and then let's go to our side stretch, so you should feel the stretching out your obliques, make sure you're not pushing the hip forwards, pushing it back, should be in a straight line. And let's reach the arm to the wall, flattening down the back. Both legs should be straight in this position. And then reaching the hands either side of the foot, chest is going flat down to the leg if you can, legs are staying straight. Bring the hands into the middle, reaching them all the way through the legs if you can, keeping the legs straight, the weight through the front of the feet. Then bring the hands to the other foot, chest flat down to the leg. Reaching the hand to the wall, flattening down the back. And finally reaching the arms up to the side and then reaching over. Bring the legs together, reaching the arms up to the ceiling. And we're going to walk down the legs, so bring the arms down, walking them slowly down the legs. All the way to the ground if you can, and then just drop the chest in towards the legs, make sure the weight is for the front of the toes, the legs are staying as straight as possible. And in this position, let's just let gravity pull us down to the ground. So if you want to cross your arms, you can do that just to try and get a bit more leverage, reaching down to the ground. And we're going to hold for another 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walking the hands up the legs, curving at the spine, bringing the head up, then the arms up last, and then reaching down to the ground. And let's stretch out the wrists, hands facing forwards, just leaning the weight for the front of the hands, and let's do our wrist rocks. So forwards and then backwards. now we're going to raise onto the knuckles, so coming forwards, raising up onto the knuckle and back down. And changing the direction of the hands to sideways, and then going from one side, rocking to the other. And then changing the hands to face towards you, and then just leaning back, and we'll hold this position, trying to keep the heels of the hands on the ground. And then we're going to lightly turn the hands over and pressing down, not with too much pressure. And relax. We're going to get into some ankle circles, so sitting up nice and tall again, engage the core while we're sitting in this position. One leg straight, the other leg crossing over the knee, and then just circling the ankle round. And then changing to the other direction. And changing foot. And circling the other way. Let's come into our shoulder stretch. I'll go in a sideways angle, so hands facing towards the body. And then elbows are going to be bent. We're going to bring the body forwards, away from the hands, the arms, and you should feel that stretching the front of the shoulders. So the further forwards you bring your body, the more you're going to feel that stretching. If you want a bit more of a stretch, bend the elbows a bit more. Then we're going to change the direction of the arms, so the hands facing behind us. And then we're just going to walk the arms down. If you can, try and keep the fingers together, link the little fingers. You're going to, again, get more of a stretch. And walking the hands up, coming into an arm swing. Then we're going to go into our straddle stretch, so legs out to the side, arms out to the side, and then we're going to reach over to one side, trying to rotate the body to look up to the ceiling. You should really feel that stretching side of the body, the obliques. And then reaching one hand either side of the leg, bring your chest flat down to the leg. Legs again should be straight, looking up at the foot if you can. Going to stay low down to the ground, coming through the middle to the other leg. And reaching the hands out to the side, the arms to the side, and then reaching over, trying to grab the leg with your hand if you can, rotate the body round. Reaching the arms up to the ceiling, we're going to come down to the middle. Just going to go back a little bit so you can see on the camera. And we're going to try and keep a flat back, lowering all the way down to the ground. Your elbows might be flat down to the ground. If you can, you're trying to get flat as you can, and keeping the legs and the knees flat to the ground as well. So we're just going to stay in this position for 30 seconds. The whole time you should be trying to push the feet out, so don't let them roll in. We've got 15, 10. Pike, so bringing the legs in front of us, bring the arms up, and we're just going to lower down, so trying to keep the back straight as we're lowering down, reaching all the way forwards, trying to get the hands be on the feet, legs should be straight, and then just lowering the chest down to the ground. You can look up at the feet if you want an extra stretch, and flexing the feet. So the more you flex the feet, the more you're going to feel it stretching behind the hamstrings. and we're going to hold for 20 seconds longer. So try and inhale and exhale and get a little bit further forwards. And 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reaching the arms up to the ceiling. And we're going to come into our pigeon stretch. So one leg is crossing in front of the body, back hip is pushed down to the ground, and then we're bringing chest down in front of us. Again, just make sure that you're really trying to keep the weight over the hip, which is pushed down to the ground. And then you should feel it stretching the outer glute as well as the back hip. And let's change to the other side. So bring the leg in, cross in front of the body, back hip is lowering down to the ground, and then you'll bring your chest down to the ground as well. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And same position but laying on our back. So crossing one foot over the knee and then bring the front leg in towards the body and then pushing the knee forwards with your hand to get a bit more of a stretch. So again, you should feel the stretching the outer glute. And changing to the other side. And relax, we'll continue to stretch the glutes and the hips. So coming into a butterfly position, bringing both feet together, pushing the knees down with the hands, and then we're going to lower the chest down to the ground. So ideally we want to have the knees flat and the chest lower down to the ground. Some of you guys might be more like here, but we're just going to hold this position as low as we can. So if you're in this position, you can give the legs a very gentle little push down to the ground. A couple of bounces, not too many, and then lowering the chest all the way down to the ground if you can. And 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up, we're going to keep one foot into the inner thigh. The other foot or leg is going to be straightened. And then we're just going to bring the chest down towards that leg which is out straight. Again, trying to reach beyond the foot if you can, keeping the leg as straight as possible. And we're going to come up and we're going to change sides, so straightening the other leg, bending that foot into the thigh, and then coming down towards that leg which is out straight. And relax, coming out of that position, we're going to come into our lunges. So if you've been following me for a while now, you should know a lunge sequence, keeping the hips square into our first lunge, pushing the hip down to the ground, bending the front leg. We should have a right angle between the foot and the knee, the chest should be up, the shoulders should be back, the core should be engaged. You should feel it stretching your back hip. And we're going to come into a reverse lunge position, straightening the front leg, bring the chest down towards the front leg. Coming back into our forwards lunge. This time our back leg is coming off the ground. I think someone asked me in the video last time, I have my toe tucked underneath in this position, and then we'll bring the chest up, the shoulders back. The reason we do this is because we've got a bit more room to actually really stretch that back hip flexor and push it down to the ground with the legs straight, so it just intensifies the stretch a little bit more. And we're going to lower that back knee down to the ground, coming up into our reverse high lunge, straightening both legs, chest down towards the front leg. And then we're going to come back into our first position, hips square, and we're just going to slide down to that split position. Make sure the shoulders are facing forwards, and as always you've got the option, you can elevate the front foot if you want to, just grab a box or a chair or something you feel comfortable with, or you can try and hold where you are, you might be more like in this position, or you can lower the chest down towards the front leg, just for a bit of variation. But we're going to hold for another 10 seconds. Try and look out this front leg if you're flat on the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1, relax, and we're going to change legs, so going into our right leg lunges, bring the right leg forwards. First lunge position, chest up, right angle between the foot and the knee, back hip push down to the ground, and then just resting the hands on the knee. And coming back into our reverse lunge, straightening the front leg, flexing the front foot, bring the chest down towards the front leg. And then coming back into our forwards lunge position, this time back knee off the ground, toe tucked underneath, chest up, shoulders back. And we're not going to hold it long, lowering that back knee down to the ground into our reverse high lunge, straightening both legs, chest down towards the front leg. Into our first position, ready to slide down splits, making sure the hips are square, and off we go. So sliding down as much as you can, keeping the shoulders square, back hip push down to the ground. Again, you've got the option, you can elevate the front foot if you want to, you can lean forwards, you can flex the foot, and if we're just holding a normal split, what I want you to try and do is get the front ankle off the ground, because that's going to really work on the quad strength as well. So we're going to go for another 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming out of that position. So you're going to move into our thoracic stretch, laying down on your back, and we're going to drop one knee across the body, and then the other arm should just be straight out to the other side. You should feel that stretching across the side of the body. You can also straighten the leg. I don't really have much room in this position. You might feel it stretching a bit more, you might get the glute as well. And let's change to the other side. Just pulling the knee across with the hand. And then sitting up, we're doing another thoracic stretch. So we're just going to cross the elbow across the knee, and then we're just going to push the body towards the back wall. So use the knee as a bit of leverage. And changing to the other side. So we're really trying to rotate the spine around. And relax. We're going to come into a stretch where we should feel it stretching again, the thoracic, but mainly the shoulders. We're going to put our elbows on a raised surface. This is actually a bit squidgy, so if you've got slightly more solid surface, it's going to be better. And then you can link the fingers if you want to, or you can unlink, and you're just going to lower the head and the shoulders down as much as you can, so you should really feel that stretching the shoulders out. If you've got tight shoulders from handstands, this is going to be a perfect stretch for you. And coming out of that position, we're just going to go into our cat-cows. So starting off on all fours and lowering back down to the ground. Then into a reverse position, trying to get the spine as high as we can. And lowering back down. Create that nice arch in the lumbar spine. And then lifting back up, rounding of the thoracic. And relax, dropping down to the floor. We're going to go into our cobras. So hands either side of the chest. We're going to press up into a full cobra, or we're just going to do bent arms if you don't want to do a full cobra. Just going to hold that position. So use the hands on the floor to be able to drive the body backwards. And coming into a reverse cobra, so sitting on your heels, pressing the shoulders down to the ground. And then coming back onto your front, we're going to do the same again. So pressing up into half or full cobra. Try and keep the feet together if you can, you're going to get more of a stretch. And then coming back into a reverse position. And final exercise we're going to do today is we're going to go into downward dog, so tucking the toes underneath, pressing the shoulders back. And we're going to walk the hands into the legs, walking the hands, I'm very close to the chair, up the legs, reaching up to the ceiling and reaching round. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this stretch session. On Friday's stretch session, we are going to do a back bending session, so it's going to be quite an intense back bend session. I hope you enjoyed this session. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you did. Thank you.